Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Izzowned by Dantonio podcast. My name is Mike, and today we're going to go through all things Michigan State football and Big Ten football as a whole. So let's get started. We're going to go through the Michigan State football recap 2017. We're going to start with the schedule here. As you know, my expectations coming into this year were uh, pretty low. I was just hoping maybe they could get into a bowl game, but obviously they went above expectations, especially for me. Just looking at these games, with the things that happened in the off season, coming like this with a rebound year is remarkable. And it's why Coach Dantonio is one of the best coaches out there. We're going to start with Bowling Green. I watched that game. They turned the ball over 4 times. It was hard to watch, but they found a way against a 2-10 team. So whatever. And Western Michigan, that was a pretty good win. Western Michigan went 6-6 this year, even though they are not being invited to a bowl game. That's still a bowl team. 6-6, Western Michigan, decent win. Notre Dame, they actually outgained Notre Dame, but they lost the football game, so it didn't matter. They turned the ball over 4 times again, and turnovers were the story of the early season for Michigan State. In Iowa, this is where the season I think really started getting going. Was Iowa. That was a really good win at home. I thought they would lose that game, but they found a way to win. And of course, our rival, Michigan. Really good win there in Ann Arbor. I sure as hell wasn't thinking they were going to win the game, but they found a way to get in there and get a victory. So whatever. I mean, Michigan 14-point favorites can't even win that. When are they going to win? They're sure as hell not going to win next year. Minnesota, that was a good win. They were up by 20 something points in that game, and they let Minnesota back in it, so that's not great. Indiana, their offense was not very good in that game, but again, at the end, it was Lewerke just making plays, and Lewerke was a huge story this year. So good job, good win. Northwestern, this was a gut punch for me. I thought, we have a chance, to go into Penn State and Ohio State with one loss, but Coughlin missed a couple field goals that would have given us a good chance to win the football game. You can't win the football game when you give up 39 points. It doesn't matter if it's in 3 overtimes. And you know what? Their quarterback, Clayton Thorson, was great in the game, and Lewerke was great as well. Threw for 400 yards in that game, and he was great, but just wasn't good enough. Penn State, one of the biggest wins I've witnessed as a Sparty fan. Lewerke went off again, another 400-yard game, and the defense really improved from the Northwestern game, and they were getting thrown all over against Northwestern, and they found a way to win. So, very good win. And Ohio State, your team, you can tell your team's not ready to go against Ohio State. Ohio State's a great team, and we were just a team that was young, and you're not going to show up for every game. We obviously weren't prepared for it, and we got our asses kicked. So whatever. Maryland and Rutgers, teams you're supposed to beat. Maryland was way too close for comfort. Rutgers, good win, and so Michigan State, I like the season that they had. But it could have been a lot better, but it could have also been a lot worse. Could have been another 3-9 drubbing. Luckily, that was not the case. The 2017 Big Ten standings, as you can see in the East, Ohio State again is the king of the East. Wisconsin again in the West comes out. Some surprising teams to me, Northwestern. They had the quarterback, the running back, and the coach. You just didn't know if they were going to put it together because they didn't put it together last year. But that is a really good Northwestern team. And they may have gotten snubbed from a big bowl, just like Michigan State. But we'll talk about that later. So, the West was mediocre. A bunch of below 500 teams, Northwestern and Wisconsin. And the East was pretty damn good. You see Penn State there, very good team. And Michigan, Michigan's going to be Michigan, but they still had a winning record in the Big Ten. And Rutgers, Maryland, Indiana. Indiana stinks. And Illinois, of course. Illinois is a great team. We all know that. All right, let's talk about the Holiday Bowl. Washington State and Michigan State. What is to look for in this game? It's going to be defense against offense. And it's going to be two polar opposite coaches. Mike Leach, the press conferences are amazing to watch. Mark Dantonio, his press conferences, they're kind of boring to watch, but they're both great coaches at what they do. Washington State had another remarkable year with the guys they have, where they get all their guys from out of country. You got guys from American Samoa and stuff like that. The way they win games, it's pretty remarkable. And MSU is going to have to go out there, and they can't lay another egg like they did against Ohio State, because Luke Falk's a damn good quarterback. He didn't have the best year. He was benched a couple times, but he's still a very good quarterback, and he'll do his thing. And he's going to throw the ball 50 times. You just got to find a way to slow him down, and that's what Michigan State wants to do. I got Michigan State in this game, but I'll talk about it a little bit more later on, maybe in another one. But I think Lewerke's going to make plays, so that's a very good team. That end the season, get a 10-win season. That would be just remarkable. All right, this one really bothers me. Ohio State or Alabama for the fourth spot. It should just be the most deserving team to me. I don't feel like Alabama deserved to get in there. Last year maybe Ohio State deserved to get in because they beat Oklahoma. Alabama didn't beat anybody that was very good. LSU lost to Troy at home, and they lost to Auburn, and Mississippi State lost to Ole Miss. So, I don't want to hear about Mississippi State being a very good football team. But I think it's ridiculous. I thought he should have got in. I felt like Ohio State got drubbed. They beat some pretty damn good teams, including Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, Wisconsin. Those are some really good football teams. And you know what? When you lose those types of games, when you win those types of games, you should be given the benefit of the doubt for a loss at Iowa. And Alabama, you should have to win your conference to get in. I think it's ridiculous that Alabama didn't win their conference and got in. It just doesn't make much sense to me at all. So that's what I think about the whole Alabama thing. Harbaugh's treats, maybe he's got some fire back. At least that for Michigan, because But Coach Dantonio really didn't say that much. When you look at what he said during his press conference, what else is a Michigan State coach going to say? Of course, he's focused on beating Michigan. That's why he's been successful for all these years. If he's been successful in if he's been focused on beating Rutgers all these years, then who the hell cares about Michigan? And you lose to Michigan every year. But no, he gets his guys up for that game, and maybe Harbaugh doesn't. You see Harbaugh on the sideline. Especially this year, he's kind of got that poker face, and he doesn't look fiery like he has been the past couple of years. But maybe this is a good thing for Michigan, which is sad. Maybe Harbaugh's back. Who knows? To his old crazy, old crazy self. But who the hell knows? I don't know. All I know is I got the best coach in the state of Michigan, and I'll run with it. You can have your $9 million coach. All right, that'll do it for the first podcast. Go green, go white. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Bye.